One day, you might see me in a whole new way. One day, but still I see that I'm the same OJ. One day, you might.
It says drifters. In all honesty, everybody in the world has been a drifter at a point in their life. These are the people who easily get distracted by everything in life. They have an excuse for everything. They feel sorry for themselves. In everyday activities, they aren't doing things productive to become the best version of themselves that they can be. The reason why they're called drifters is because that's what they do in life. They drift by without a care in the world to discover their own self. At this point, they have fallen into a hypnotic rhythm in which they feel weak mentally, that they can't think for themselves, or they just go with the flow.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Sin, coming back with another one, man. And I wanted y'all to see that clip from Coach Greg Adams, man. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, because he is absolutely correct. At some point, all of us have been drifters. You know what I mean? As I like to say, we blowing in the wind. You know, at some point, we was all lost. You know, we was unproductive. We wasn't trying to do anything to become the best versions of ourselves. We was followers. You know what I mean? We was followers, and we had to change that shit. We had to wake up, you know? And oftentimes, I tell y'all, man, listen, when you stay on that route, when you stay on that road, you end up losing a lot of time. You know, you see a lot of older people, right? You ever seen that older guy that still is doing nothing with their life, that still is immature, that's still doing the same old things? You know, you talk to them, and guess what? They sound like the same old person. They sound like these kids out here. That could easily be you. If you didn't wake up, if you didn't get on this journey, if you didn't do something, anything to try to better yourself, guess what, bro? That could have been you. And you see it a lot in our community, in the black community, guys that never mature. You know what I mean? They still doing the same thing. They still in the clubs. They still gang banging. They still chasing hoes. They still on drugs. They still doing shit. They still doing shit that they was doing back in their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? And you got a world full of that, where these guys don't have their own mind. They don't have their own identity. They don't know who they are. They just going wherever the wind blows, doing whatever. They're not trying to become the best version of themselves. They don't see themselves in that light. You know, and that's what make it more sad, because they don't see that light. They don't see that light. So guess what? They know that they weak mentally. They mentally weak, and they stuck in there. And a lot of times that just make them turn more towards drugs, because they want to be taken away from that reality, man. And all that does is, man, it just makes it worse. It makes it worse. It's easy to drown yourself in the bottle. You know what I mean? It's easy to do that. It's easy to try to smoke your pain away, you know? And sometimes, man, that's all people have, because they've been drifters all their life, man. You know, and it's always sad to see that, man, because a lot of these people, right, you used to look up to when you was younger. You know what I mean? It could be your uncles. You know what I mean? It could just be somebody that you used to know back then, that you just, you know what I mean? That you just, you know, used to look at as a father figure. Who knows? You know what I mean? But we've all, as we've grown up, you know, we all had people that we looked up to. You know what I mean? In some cases, like I said, you know, quite a few of them you could have outgrown. It could be your cousins. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? People that was just in a higher grade than you, that you always thought, like, yeah, you know, you just knew, like, man, that person gonna be a star. That person gonna be this. That person gonna be that. That person's so cool. You know? And then as life went on, you just noticed that they was in they in the same spot. They never grew mentally. You know? And that was like, man, yo, when you see that, it's devastating. And I know that to a certain extent, I was on that same level. You know, I could still easily been there, but I always like knew in the back of my mind, even while I was doing the things that I was doing, that, you know what, I deserve better for myself. You know what I mean? I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. Even though I'll still be doing what I was doing, you know, that's what had me in so much depression though. Because I knew that I wanted better, but I didn't know how to go about it. You know, I didn't know how to go about that shit. And all that did was just frustrate me even more. But I never stopped fighting. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I never stopped fighting. I never stopped fighting because every time I looked in that mirror, I just knew it had to be more. You know, I just always seen it. You ever just looked in your eyes and knew like, yo, I don't know what it is, but I keep seeing and having these visions of me being more than what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? You ever had that? Like, you just know, like, you know what, bro? I'm supposed to be more than this. And for real, as dim as that light was, as dim as I kept making that light my damn self, guess what? I still always saw it. You know what I mean? I never completely blew my own candles out. Yeah, I dimmed my own light. You know, I allowed some people in my life to dim my light, but guess what? I still never took my eyes off of it. You know, and you can't take your eyes off of it, man. I know y'all see that. Y'all see the shit too. Y'all see the light too. A lot of y'all chosen ones, man, and y'all really starting to open y'all eyes. This journey is bringing y'all closer to y'all destiny. It's bringing y'all closer to y'all true self. Y'all starting to find meaning in the things that you do and the things that, you know what I mean? And y'all finding meaning in some of the things that y'all never thought had any type of definition. You never even knew that it was like, yo, I never knew what that was. You know what I mean? Now you starting to see the meaning of life. The meaning why you go through these trials and tribulations. The meaning of your lessons. You start seeing the meaning in everything. Like, okay, I get it. You could even go back to some of the past things that you've been through, and now you starting to see the lessons in those. That's when you know you truly elevate. You could go and reflect on some of the past issues that you had, and now you could figure out what the problem was. And see, a lot of people, they don't understand. They don't even know. They don't even know that they doing it. Like, bro, you just had a reflection of some shit that you've been through, and now you seen what the problem was. Y'all don't know how blessed y'all truly are when you can do that. Because now you going back, picking up old curriculums. You know what I'm saying? You picking up old tests like, hold up, man, that's how I failed that shit. That's why I went through that shit. And all I had to do was X, Y, and Z. Damn, I should have dropped that bitch. I knew it. Damn, I should have stopped fucking with them niggas. I knew it. Damn, man, what was I thinking? But our brain was clouded. We was distracted by too many things. We was distracted by pussy. We was distracted by porn. We was distracted by bad friends. We was distracted by drugs. You know what I mean? We was distracted and we didn't get to see the lessons. We couldn't see it through. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, man, we've all lived that life. That's why I always tell y'all, man, we all lived that life. We did it already. So now it's time to move on to bigger and better things, man. We can't give a fuck what somebody got to say about us being on the journey where we getting better. We don't got to answer to no damn body. What the fuck you think you is? Nigga, this is something that I need to do. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing this for you. That's what motherfuckers gotta understand too. We done spoiled so many people in our lives. We allowed so many people to dictate who we are that they really think that whatever they share with us, like when we share something with them, they really think that what they say really matters. Like we gonna stop doing what we want, like what we know we need to do. You know, you will have some people like that. They will tell you straight up, like, man, nigga, you tripping. They gonna say whatever. And then they gonna look at you like, nigga, you really need to listen to what they saying and go by what they saying and do what they tell you to do. See, we gave people too much power. That's when you know you gave a motherfucker too much power, because he think his opinion, she think her opinion, they think their opinion really means something. To where you gonna do opposite of what your heart telling you to do. You gonna do opposite of what the Most High telling you to do and listen to they ass. When you physically looking at yourself not doing anything, when you physically looking at yourself on a decline, when you physically feeling yourself not make a move in the last 10 motherfucking years, and they gonna think that what they say matters. You know what I mean? That's when you know people done got you fucked up. People got you fucked up, and they the reason why your ass never elevated. They the reason why you never mentally grown. They the reason why you never tried some of those things out that could have put you on the next level. Why you didn't take those classes. You know what I mean? Why you didn't avoid some of those roadblocks. They the reason why you didn't and then had to go through the things that you went through. You know, you was listening to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted you to go through what they went through. You know what I mean? And now you can see through that manipulation, bro. You can see through that manipulation now, man. So it's important for us to wake up. We can no longer be fucking drifters out here, nigga. It's too many of them now. It's drifters everywhere. And will they wake up? We don't know. We don't know. But one thing I do know is you need to thank the Most High that you woke up. You know what I mean? That's what's important right now in this conversation, bro. You need to thank the Most High that you woke up. That you no longer living like how you was living, bro. Because we see it all too well, man. We know it. We see it often, bro. With all types of people that never woke up. They never matured. They never got the call. They didn't do anything. You know, they probably did get the call and they still chose to stay in that same mindset that's held them back. So you must be thankful. You must continue. You must be grateful. You know what I mean? Of the blessings that you have and continue this journey, bro. That's what you gotta do. We can't go backwards. We can't go back to blowing in the wind and doing all of that shit that didn't do us any good. We can't do that. We can't go back to that life. We've been there. You know what I mean? We did that. We did that shit, man. Like Dre, man, and that old, you know, that's probably too, y'all too young for that. But, you know, after the whole East Coast, West Coast beef and, you know, Big was gone and Pac had already passed and all that shit, man. You know, Dre came out of left field, you know, with this song called I've Been There and Done That. You know what I mean? It threw people off because it wasn't your typical Dre sound. You know what I mean? People like, what the hell? This ain't gin and juice Dre. This ain't nothing but a G-Thang Dre. This ain't the chronic Dre. But you know what? People looked at it as if he was looking to blow up from that. But that was him making a statement that he been there and done that. He lived that life and he was ready to move on to the next level. That's what he was doing. He wasn't making that expecting a platinum plaque. He was making a statement to himself that he been there and done that. And it's on to the next level of his life. It was time to mature, time to grow up. And that's what we had to do. That's what we doing on this journey. Y'all get a chance, look up that old Dr. Dre song called Been There and Done That. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this? He in there motherfucking doing the motherfucking, what was it, the one of them dances and shit, in the ballroom dance and all that shit, man. People like, what the hell is this? But that was Dre making a statement that he was moving on to bigger and better things in his life, and he is growing up now. You know what I mean? He started Aftermath, he left Death Row, and that's what he was on. And look what it did. It elevated him. You know what I mean? He done learned all the lessons that he needed to learn to get to the next level. So you got to do the same, my friend. And that's my word, man. My name Sinn, the Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.
First I'ma get on my grind, then second stop wasting my time on shit less important. If ain't about money, I'm going the other direction. And third, I'ma do what I gotta to eat. Fourth, I'ma sew up the streets. Fifth, I'ma never quit dropping this heat. So as long as I'm breathing, you better get used to me. Sixth, I'ma get on